Hi there everybody, welcome back to my channel, Life with Rob. I'm Rob. Today I'm working on my floor. As you noticed, I've been working on my room here the last few weeks. Got the walls painted, ceiling's all up, got the window trims on. Now I'm working on the floor. So I moved everything to one side of the room to go where I could actually see you, so you can see what I'm doing. It was a challenge to get the starter strip going. With this is laminate flooring, 12mm laminate flooring. It's easy to put together. Snaps in real nice. The worst part is getting it started. If you have square walls, good for you. You're lucky. My walls aren't square, and they're not straight. There's a little bit of a bow to them. So what I do is take the time to notch and cut the first starter strip out. I've also put, I'll turn the camera around here and show you what I did here. Hold on. Notice these little shims I put in here. Okay? Put those shims in there, the standoff, to hold against the wall, hold the piece against the wall. So when I push the next part in and snap it down, it won't move. It'll be stationary. And you do all the way down through on both sides of that. See under here, I had to put a little piece of wood shim up under there because it says under the drywall a little bit. So I put a piece of little shim in there, 1/2 inch thick, to stand it off away from the 2x4 below it. That way, when I push against it, it'll stay firm, stay stationary, and no nailing involved. It's all just called floating floor. Put this green membrane down, and I staple on the ends. On the side of here, there's under this little pink strip here, this is just like a little piece of plastic taped onto it. On the next piece over, this is the roll that comes on. On the next piece over, it's just a little strip of glue right here. You peel that off, that's basically just sticky underneath there. And this folds over, make a liar out of me now, like this. On that sticky strip, lay it down flat. Now it's like this. So it makes that seam, it covers that seam up. So what I do is I just staple the ends, the corners, a couple in the ends, just so they'll hold them down. The centers are just free floating. I don't bother stapling. You could. I don't really see the need to. The floor is going to hold it down. Plus, that's just extra staples in the floor to have to pick up later if you decide to change the flooring. I try to do this in such a way where you have less waste. If you notice, some of my seams are off haphazard, and that's fine because I don't have OCD. Some people with OCD, they want them to be perfect. I started off keeping everything nice and symmetrical. Okay, so I got one cut piece. It's 22 and 3/8 inches long or so. Keep the lines nice and straight. But what you do when you're doing that, there's an awful lot of waste. You're right. You're cut piece, long piece, cut piece on the end. But what you end up with is a little drop like this on both ends that you're wasting. If you have material to waste, that's fine. I'm trying to conserve what I have, because this is my last job on this flooring. I don't want to have any extra, as much extra. So I'm just using the little drops. So the little scabs I have on the end, I save those for the middle of runs on flat areas so they won't pucker up. They won't lift when you're stepped on. If the floor isn't quite even, or a little bow in the floor, which happens in older homes, those tend to lift in places. I don't want to do small little pieces because those is just that just looks tacky, and they seem to cause problems. So what I do is I just stagger them. So I went through the whole. If you notice all the joints, all the seams are all different. And I'm doing this because, for one, I can do a fast run all the way down. So I got a little piece there, short piece, long piece. long piece, short piece, long piece, long piece, short piece. Just on down the line. So I can just keep right on going right down that edge and work this whole thing to have half this floor done in no time. As I get done, as I get further on, I'll show you more what to do. If you notice over here, this is my transition. Okay, this is the old floor from the on the knees here. So I can show you. This is the old floor from the closet. It's the same material, same flooring. I was trying to line up the best I can, okay, the seams, but it just wasn't going to be worth my time to do it. So what I'm going to do is, on top of this, I'm going to have to cut a little notch down through this here and put a transition strip on. It'll be about this wide. I have it in the other room. I'll show it to you. Basically, that just covers the seams, so nothing has to be perfectly lined up. Cut the seam down, lay it right in there, done. This is a transition strip. It's 6 foot long. You can see the color. It isn't an exact match, but it's close enough that if I lay on the floor here, it's got a good blend to it. And it's got a plastic covering over it, so it's going to look all shinier, but basically I just want something to highlight the threshold. And that will go right here, like this. Now the way this sets in, it's got a little bit of a channel that's in there. And you cut that little strip out to fit right in that channel, drops right in that seam, and fills in that whole gap in there. So I'll probably have to get my little Dremel tool, little saw out here, and cut a little groove down through there to get that nice little seam going. So this place will drop right into, and you won't be able to see the seam. Here's a little tip. When you're doing multiple cuts, like I got a whole run, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, basically runs started. As I get to the end, they're all going to be cut pieces. So I get down here to the very end, I'm going to have several cut pieces in a row. So what I try to do is get a measurement. I measure that piece first. Write it down. For the next piece, measure this piece. Write it down. Measure the next piece. Write it down. This way, when I go out in the garage, I know what I got to measure. I could take a stack of pieces out there and cut all of them at one time. Come in, drop them right in line. Bang, 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 bang. Next row. Saves time, saves walking. This is the laminate floor I was telling you about. Got a groove on that edge. The tongue's already in the slot. Got a little bit of a gap there, okay? Just kind of push it in and lock it down. Okay, you push down on it now. A lot of places they sell these little kits. This is a tool along the edge. Smack it gently with a hammer. What that does, that seats that seam nice and tight in there. So you got a little bit of a gap down here. So you run it down this way. Watch that seam. Okay. That seam's gone. I'm about the halfway point now. I got this next insulation foam backer. There are different grades of this. This is the better stuff. This is $45 a roll. It's very thick. I got the tape peeled off. See the little sticky spot right there? See that? It's like tape, double-sided tape. I peeled off the strip. I'm going to take my plastic, just kind of drape it over it, press it down. All the way down. What that does is that tapes the plastic to the membrane. Nice tight seal. I'll do this all the way down, and then I'm ready for more flooring. Okay, as you can see, I have to add a little piece to it. I ran a little short, So I'm going to have a seam here in the middle. So what I've done is I cut it and stapled it down. I'm going to take this tape and tape it down so that the seam is all seamless. I taped it up all the way across. This area here, I'm going to fold over and cover that seam over there. It all goes away. Okay, now time for more laminate flooring to put down, and this job would be done. Funny story. Several years ago, we were hunting up in New York State with my cousin. He had bought a new modular home, big double wide modular home I had installed. Brand new, nice house, beautiful inside. While we were up hunting, of course it's winter time, and the heater's running, the furnaces are going. We noticed in the kitchen there was a big bubble in the laminate floor, and we couldn't figure out why. I mean, it was up that far, just a big hump in the middle of the floor. So we got looking at it, and right around the register vent, when they put the flooring down, they didn't seal very well around the register. So what I want to show you while I'm doing this, to prevent it happening from you guys, naturally laminate floor isn't going to bubble, but just for future reference, when you're doing something like this, this is what you need to do. I cut the hole of my register vent a little bit. I cut my styrofoam out a little bit bigger than the hole. Okay. When I'm done with this, I'm going to take either this stuff and go over there, or better yet, if I have any, I have an aluminum foil, aluminum tape that's used for like ductwork. I'll put this inside of this to seal that off. This way, air won't get up under there. It'll keep it from getting up under this. It'll trap the air coming through the register vents and not under your underlayment or your insulation or your flooring. Once you put your register vent in, that's all sealed. Hey everybody, I'm going to close the video out for today. I just got that much more to do on the floor and I'm done. So I'm going to keep going on that. I'm going to close the video out. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Turn on your notifications if you want more videos. And subscribe. I'll have more videos to come. Take care.